It started with a single voicemail. Melissa was a real estate agent in a small town, used to dealing with empty houses, strange sellers, and the occasional creepy property. Nothing ever truly scared her, not until the Holloway listing. It was an old Victorian house, built in 1898, abandoned for decades, supposedly. The owner who contacted her wouldn't give a name, just an anonymous email. All the documents were strangely perfect. The only instruction, sell it fast. Do not enter after sunset. She thought it was a prank. She took the listing anyway. The first time she visited, something felt wrong. The porch light was on, but the house had no power. She chalked it up to stress. Inside, the place was dusty, dead, and silent. Still, it smelled wrong, like wet dirt and something older. She finished taking photos quickly. Before she left, she noticed a small, battered door under the main staircase. It wasn't on any blueprint. It was about 4 feet tall, latched shut from the outside. She tried to open it, but it wouldn't budge. Fine. She'd list it and be done. The phone calls started that night. Silent calls, always at exactly 3:12 a.m. every night. She picked up once. Nothing on the other end, except a sound. Not breathing, not static. It sounded like whispering, but the words were wrong. Too soft, too jumbled. Like a voice trying to crawl through the speaker but getting stuck. She changed her number. It didn't stop. 3 days later, she got a voicemail. No caller ID. Just a single warbled message. You left it open. Melissa didn't understand. The next morning she checked her camera roll to prepare the house listing and noticed something that made her heart freeze. In the last photo she had taken, a shot of the staircase, and there was someone standing by the small door. A figure. Gray. Bent. Too tall for the low ceiling. Its arms were long enough to touch the floor. Its face was wrong. Smooth. No eyes. Just a wide, grinning mouth stretched too far across its head. She knew she had been alone when she took that picture. She drove back to the house immediately. She had to see, had to prove to herself it wasn't real. When she arrived, the small door under the stairs was open. It was barely cracked, but enough to see inside. Darkness, damp earth, and something else. Long scratches gouged into the wood floor, leading away from the door, toward the stairs. Against every instinct in her body, she stepped inside. The whole house was too silent, like it was holding its breath. She walked to the small door. Inside the darkness, she could barely make out a tunnel, a crude, narrow passage descending into the ground. It stank of rot and iron. She turned to leave, but she heard it. Footsteps, software slow, coming from deep inside the tunnel. She ran, tripped on the steps, barely made it to the porch. When she looked back, the small door had slammed shut. She deleted the listing. That night. She tried to forget, changed numbers, moved towns, tried to pretend it didn't happen. For 6 months, nothing. Until last week. Melissa was staying at a hotel for a conference, checked into her room, dropped her bags. The room was clean, bright, normal, except for one thing. Across from the bed was a small, battered door built into the wall, about 4 feet tall, latched shut from the outside, exactly like the Holloway house. She asked the front desk. They insisted there was no small door in her room. Maintenance came up, opened the wall, nothing inside but solid drywall. She checked out that night. Never stayed anywhere more than one night again. The calls returned, always at 3:12 a.m. Always whispering. Sometimes the message was just static. Sometimes she swore she heard words. Words like, almost there. Left the door open again. Waiting. Last night was the worst. She woke up to the ringing phone. This time, there was no whispering, no breathing, just a recording of her own voice from months ago. screaming, and then the unmistakable sound, the creaking of a small wooden door swinging open. Right behind her. She didn't dare turn around. She just sat there, frozen, waiting for morning. She's still waiting. If you ever find a small door where it shouldn't be, don't open it. Because if you do, you don't leave it. It leaves with you, and it's always hungry.